Hello friends, welcome to Salesforce 𝐶𝐚𝐭𝐚 video session 8. So this is our 8 sessions and I hope you are all practicing along with me over here. So in this session, we are going to learn about sync filters. So the data sync filter which we have, that is something we are going to learn about, and we are going to apply that on the Salesforce external connection which we had built up in our earlier session. And we will also see how we can you know, have multiple filter conditions by taking one particular object. So in this session, we will only stick to account object, right? So firstly, this is my external org, right? So in my external org, if I just go to my, if I open one of the account records, so whenever you see ABC1160, that means it's the external org, okay, which does not contain the Einstein index. And if I go to my details, so I think in account, definitely industry is a very common field which I need to have. And other than that, I think I can take up rating and type, okay, the account type. So other parts I think we can skip as of now. So we can play around with these three fields, industry, type, and rating, fine. So firstly, again, now this is my Analytics Studio org, right? The org which contains Analytics. And here I will just quickly jump back to the Connect tab where we had established the Salesforce external connection. So data manager, and then I can go to manage data flow. Now over here, if I just go to my connect tab, so here as we have seen, we have this account, right? So for this account, what I'm going to do is I will just click on this. So let me also pull in the other fields, that is type and rating. So that's what I will be just doing it over here. I think I already have industry. Yeah. So let me pull up type and the other one is rating. Okay. And let me just click on continue. And let me click on save. Okay. Now at first, what I will do is I will just put up a filter condition, sync filter condition. So let me just show you that part very quickly. So here we have this filter and I will just write industry. So let me just check what are the industry which are available over here, you know. So let's say I will write select. So this I'm applying the SQL query in my external or ID, comma, industry from account. Okay. So let me apply this query. So I see we have energy. Okay, we have three energy over here, right? With value industry. So I can go for industry equal to energy. Okay. And observe this formula which I have written, the syntax basically. So you just write the field name. Okay. You don't need to apply any quotation and you just write one equal to, and whatever the value is, you basically write it in single quotes. Okay. I messed it up. So industry equal to energy. Fine. And that's what we actually write over here also, isn't it? So if I write where industry equal to, that's how we apply in our SQL query as well. Okay. And that's what it will be applied over here also. So yeah, we can just give a little bit of space and let me click on done. Fine. So once I click on done, I will just click on this save. And then I will just run this sync, run the data sync. Okay. So let it run. So basically this ran successfully, the sync. And now we will just go to our data flow. And I think in our pre-session 2, we had built that account data set, right? The external account data set. So let's quickly cross check. Yeah, we have it over here, the external account. Okay, so let me run this data flow. But before that, I forgot one thing. Here you have to add the fields. Okay, so here I don't have the other fields. So the other two fields which I have added, okay, let me add that. That is rating and type. So let me first select that. Let me click on save. Okay, I will explain you this. What does this mean? Propagate field changes at a later stage. But for now, whenever you're adding new fields, you can just click on propagate. Okay, but in our further session, we'll also understand the difference of it. Okay, and this difference applies mainly when we go for augment node or slice dataset node. But yeah, since we are not applying any of those nodes here, you can actually simply go for propagate. Fine. Now let me just click on update data flow. One more best practice, what you can do is whenever you're updating anything, okay, you can also mention it in the version history. For example, I added account type and account rating. Okay, in account node, something like this. Fine. So let me click on update. So that gets stuck as a version history where you will exactly remember like under change for what are the things you have done. And if you do further changes, those will be set up. Okay, it will become easier for any other developers also to know what are the previous developers who have worked on this data, what are the changes they have made. Okay. So currently, let us run this. Okay. So basically this data flow ran successfully, and now we will just go to our browse section. We will go to apps, and we have for data flow, I think we mostly use our shared one. So now if I click on external account data set, right, you see the number of accounts right now is 3. And that's what is matching as well because we have put the sync filter as industry equal to energy. Fine. Now let us drive a few more things. So I had the type over here as well. So let me just check what are the types which are available over here. Okay, so for type, we already have customer direct and we have selected the rating. So let me take the rating part because I can't apply filter on type. Okay, so now as you can see for rating, we have this condition as hot, right? So what I'm going to do for this too, I will just quickly put up a few more values for rating, and I think then we can cross check over there. So let's say go to details, and for rating, let me put it up as warm. Okay, and for the other one also, let me just quickly put it up as warm. Let me click on save, and now if I once again export this, I see two account records which are having the industry energy and rating as warm. So what I'm going to do, we are going to now learn the combination of sync filters, right? What are the different combinations we can apply? Oh, sorry, we don't need to run it. I will just cancel this because this is not needed right now. I have forgot to apply the filter. So now I will again open this and I will just click on continue. Okay. I will open the filter condition, and here again, I will just write whatever I had written in the SQL query. Okay. And let's say rating is equal to one. So let me just put this condition over there as well. So now here, if I go, I will just write this and rating equal to 1. Let me click on done. Fine. Now once I click on done, I will just click on save over here. And once it is saved, so whenever you're making any changes, right, and in the filter condition, if you're adding any new fields, you will see under this connect, those will appear, the icon will appear as yellow. If I hover over, it's written settings for this object have changed and run sync. So whenever you're making changes in one of any objects, then basically it will appear as yellow, which means we didn't run that sync. Okay, we have made the changes, but we didn't run the sync. So after you run it, it will always appear as green, which means whatever the sync, it is updated and it runs successfully as well. Okay. So now again, we will just monitor this. So this ran successfully. Okay. And now once again, we will just run the data flow. So this is also very important. Like once you run the sync, you also have to run the data flow because that's how it's connected. The sync and then the data layer where you are actually kind of doing any transformation, and then finally you have to see the data set. Fine. So after running the sync, definitely run the data layer, that it could be either data flow recipe, and then you need to check in the data set. Okay. So it's in the running stage right now. We will monitor this. So as you can see, this data flow also ran successfully. And now once again, we will just refresh this data set. And as you can see, it's coming as 2. Fine. So which is matching also if I bring the industry, right, as well as the rating over here. That's how it will appear. You see its energy as well as the rating is formed. And that's the filter condition which we applied over there as well. So that's how it's exactly matching. So remember, for sync filter, whatever filter you apply in the SQL, that's something which is the exact syntax which is needed. And be careful over here because once we come to the data layer filter, the syntax actually will be a bit different. Okay. Now let's say I apply one more combination of filter where over here, let's say I write it as something like this, and I write or type is equal to, let me write it as customer direct. Okay. So again, it's coming as 2. Let me do one thing. Let me remove this and let's see what are the other types which we have. I think I can write something like um, customer channel, maybe customer channel. Okay. I think somehow I didn't give the space enough, or it was not coming correctly. So currently what I did is customer, let me write here customer channel. Okay. Okay. Now currently what I did is I gave one condition where I'm saying industry will be energy and rating, right? So we can see that we have the energy and as well as for energy we have the rating as form, which is fine. Those two are coming up because we had only 2 records for that. But I also gave that other than those two, or means other than those two, what other than the first condition, you will again have some extra conditions. Okay. So though those 2 records will be there, because up till here we were getting 2 records which will come up, but when you're giving or and you're giving another condition, that means in addition to whatever you add, you will get some extra records. That means the other records which will get there, we will see type is equal to customer channel. So if we leave these 2 out, right, you see for others we have this customer channel, and that's how it's coming up. Okay. So understanding the SQL query is very important. I hope you got this. Okay. So up till here, it means that we will have those records where both this condition will be met, which is fine. We got this. And when you are writing this or condition, you know, outside the bracket, that means other than those two, we will get some extra records which will meet this condition. Okay. So it's like 1 or 2, 1 and 2. Okay. 1 in bracket 1 and 2 bracket closed, or 3. So you have to play around with those conditions. But anyways, right now, what we are going to do is we will exactly apply the same condition in our sync layer as well. So let me again go to connect. And over here, let me just open this one. I won't run the data sync once again. And let me click on continue. Here, let me just give it as this, or let me give the space here, or type is equal to customer channel. And again, I will click on done, right? And I will again click on save over here. And once it's got saved, let me run the sync and we will monitor the sync now. Okay, so basically this sync had failed and it's saying that something went wrong with this particular query. Okay, that's what there is. So what I'm going to do is I will again go back over here. I will go to the account, and I think I didn't apply the bracket for which, it has not been able to read out the query. Einstein failed to read out that query. So I will just apply the braces over here. So that's something I forgot, for which it actually showed that result. And now let me click on down, let me click on save. And now I hopefully it should run successfully. check that. And now let me run the sync, and now we will monitor it. So now this ran successfully. So as you have seen, basically the earlier one failed because the conditions, in if I go to SQL, I didn't put the basis for which it failed to understand that the condition. Okay. So the next thing is, again, I will run the data flow, and again we will just monitor this. So as you can see, this data flow ran successfully, and now we will again refresh the screen. And right now, if you see, we got 6 records right over here, and that's what we are going to check over there as well. So now you can see there are 6 records, and if I just bring those fields as well, so if I bring industry, rating, and type, okay, that's- okay. So as you can see here, we have total of how many? We have 6 records, but since rating it's blank over here, so that's why it's not showing up the rating part. So maybe what I can do is I can go to values table over there. Actually, you will be able to see. Okay, so let me remove the in chart mode. What happens whenever you have blank values, you don't get the exact number of counts. So over here you can see properly that we already had this condition, energy and warm, and you can see that over here as well, energy and warm. And other than that, we had put the condition of customer channel, and that's what you see. So we have a total of 6 records, and that's exactly how it's matching. Okay, so that's it about this video. So over here in this session, you have learned how to apply the sync filter. We had applied the sync filter on our the account object which we are pulling from external Salesforce of. And after doing that, we also learned the combination of filters, right? We have put around OR condition as well as AND condition, and we have seen the syntax of that exactly matches to what we put in the SQL query, where we just write the field name equal to single equal to, and we give the values in single quotes. Okay. And be careful when with the braces and all, because when you are writing multiple filter conditions like 1 or 2 and 3, 1 and 2 or 3, so there you have to play around with the braces, otherwise it doesn't run successfully, and that's what error which is. Okay, so that's it about this video. If you have liked this video, then please do like, share, and subscribe, and yeah, let's meet up in the next session very soon.